Welcome. Pokemon XY and XYZ was a series that was released from 2013 to 2016, and it's about Ash in the Kalos region. Will he finally win the Pokemon League, or will he fall short once again? So I decided to do this video as like a little I'm sorry, since we haven't posted the podcast for 2 weeks. That will be made up. We will be recording 2 episodes, as well as the new one for the next week coming up. Basically apologizing, but I decided to come out with this so at least you would have something. I've been watching this because I've been having the quarantine, and I gotta say, I am so happy that I did this, because this series was probably the best that I have ever watched. Now, I'm gonna explain why I think that. I know a lot of people are gonna say that, oh, the first season's the best, nothing could ever top that, or Diamond and Pearl is the best. I'll explain why I think the way I do, and at the end, Tina will show a little slide of the order I think the series should go, but for right now, we are here talking about X and Y and X, Y, and Z. So, let's start talking about some pros about this, because I absolutely loved it. So my first pro that I have with X, Y, and Z are the main characters. So in this series, or in this region, our main characters are Ash, Bonnie, Clement, and Serena. And of course Pikachu, but you already know that. I put a little Pichu right here because Pichu's adorable. But yeah, they are our main characters throughout this series. And I am a big fan of Misty and Brock. I think they're amazing. I always liked Dawn. I always liked May. I really didn't like the Unova region. Iris and Celine. Wasn't really a fan. But I gotta say, this was probably my favorite characters throughout the series, and I think it's because of their writing, and as well as their acting. The voice actors who portray them are fantastic. I never have any problems with the voice acting, but for some reason this season, it felt like it was the best that it's ever been. There's something about it, and I think it has to do with the writing, because in other series, in Pokemon, I feel like we've seen character arcs throughout, but for example, in Misty's character, she always wanted to be the strongest water-type Pokemon trainer that she could be. But we never really saw much of it throughout the series, and it never felt like she grew that much. Like, of course she did grow, and there were her character arcs, but it never felt like she did that much. In X, Y, and XYZ alone, the arc that they portray with Serena is so fantastic, because I feel like a lot of people deal with the same dilemmas that she was dealing with throughout the series, and I don't really want to spoil anything, and I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as I possibly can. But her character arc from the beginning when we first meet her to where she ends up by the last episode, they are 2 completely different characters, and just watching her change throughout the entire series was amazing. It's the same thing for Clement. His character arc, he changes throughout the whole entire series. Fantastic. Even Ash has his own arc that he changes a lot. Just all of these arcs were so fantastic. Even with some of the side characters we had them, which was really nice. So yeah, huge plus were our main characters and the writing. In terms of what I loved the most about this series was the amorship between Serena and Ash. So I know there's always the, oh, Misty and Ash should be together, May and Ash should be together, Dawn and Ash. There wasn't that much for Iris and Ash. I think there's a new one for Sun and Moon. I haven't watched Sun and Moon, so I can't really say my opinion about that. In Journeys, I don't know, I think it's Go. Who's the person, I don't think, well, Go is not the person that's like his love interest in it. I don't know if he has one in Journeys. He might. Maybe Serena comes back for it, but I loved the relationship between Ash and Serena. It amounted to so many great moments between them, and it just added a complete like new layer to the episodes that we were watching. It would show like Ash do something reckless, and then would cut back to Serena showing her worried. Ash would talk to her, you would see her blush a little bit. Very cute, fully support Team Serena and Ash all the way. So the last pro that I have were the themes that it portrays throughout the series. And like I said, it does get into spoilers, so I'm really not going to go into details about it, but it relates a lot to the writing. I feel like with kids shows in general, they always portray these very important themes. Sometimes they don't do them as well. I think they portrayed them fantastic. So that's all I want to say about that. In terms of cons that I had with the series, talking about themes, we're going to talk about opening themes. They're not the best. They were not bops like the original was. Master Quest was a bop. Unbeatable. The series has had so many great opening main themes. Unfortunately, in XY and XY and Z, that's probably one of the weaker things. The themes aren't that great. Although I will say for X, Y, and Z, that's probably the best one. But even that's not saying that much. The biggest con that I do have, though, is the rivals. And I think this is kind of where the writing wasn't the best, because at first we're introduced to Tierno, and we think he's going to be Ash's main rival through the series. But then they throw in Sawyer. We're like, oh, he's going to be his main rival throughout the series. And then we're introduced to Alon. We're like, oh, so is he the main rival? They never clearly show who his main rival is going to be until it's too late. And I feel like once they did that, they would throw away one of the other characters. So there's a big thing with Tierno in a lot of the first season. Then they kind of introduce Sawyer, and then Tierno's on the back burner. They have Sawyer in quite a few episodes, and then they have Alon, and then they throw Sawyer on the back burner. And I think they did that a little bit too much, and there was never a clear big rival that Ash had, although they try to make it seem like they were his big rival. I hope that made sense. Because when we think of Ash's rivals, we're always going to think of Gary Oak as one of his main ones, and we're always going to think of Paul, which I personally think Paul is the greatest rival, but that's an argument for a different time. But yeah, with XY and XY and Z, the rivals aren't that best. But for Serena, I really do like her rivals and how they portrayed them. It kind of felt like Dawn with her rivals and May with her rivals in their Pokemon contests. So overall, I'm going to give the series as a whole a 9 out of 10. And like I've been saying, I really recommend watching it. Even if you're like, oh, it's a kid's show, I don't know. Watch it. It's so worth it, and you're not gonna be disappointed at all. So in terms of how I rate the different regions and all of that, Tina, you could put up the slide now. You could see how I've kind of ranked them. I'm not including Sun and Moon and Pokemon Journeys because I haven't watched them, so it's not fair to rank them. I might watch them, I just don't know. I really don't like the new style that they're portraying these shows in. I like the original style a lot more, but who knows, I might watch them. You might get a review of them at someday, but probably not soon, because this is a horror channel. This is just as a little I'm sorry. One more thing before I do my little exit spiel, bringing back the love story between Ash and Serena. The original reason why I decided to watch it was I wanted to see how they would portray love within a kid's show, and it is so adorable. I loved it. I was loving every single moment of it. I would like text my friends when something would happen. I was sending them videos. Everyone was laughing. So, yeah. If if you want to watch a really cute love plot kind of develop, watch it. So thank you everyone for watching, and there will be podcasts next week. I promise. There will be. If there isn't, of course, I'll come up with another makeup video, but 100% there will be at the very least, one podcast next week. We will try to do 2, maybe 3 if we can pull it together. We might not, which means we do 2 and 2 over the next 2 weeks. But like I said, we will try to record a podcast, at least one this week. So again, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this special review. If you want me to review some of the other series, leave likes, comments on this video so I know that you guys want to see it, and then I'll do it. I have the entire disc set of Battle Frontier, which is one of my favorites, as you saw on my list. I could do that. Diamond and Pearl, I'd happily do. Even the original series, I'd happily do. I just really don't want to do Unova because Unova is absolute trash. And the Orange League is just alright. So, again, leave comments if you really want me to do it. Leave support on this video if you want me to do it. But, let's flash forward to the next reveal.